Cab and Cow have been so silent this whole time. They're being gay together.
Been here.
They're being gay.
It's not
They're
fair
busy
that you
being
guys
gay.
get to be gay together and we're not
Hey,
included.
Gabe.
Yeah?
Gabe, you, me, and Michael, and a little bit of Sage have been like shouting the whole time. I feel like there hasn't been a lot
Yes,
of
You know
room.
what? That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Our lesbians are too distinguished to shout that much.
Yeah, I just like...
No, I was trying to listen to Hatsune Miku and y'all were too loud.
Oh, right. I need to join the activity.
And only the truly distinguished listen to Hatsune Miku, so
It's true.
the point stands, does it not?
Did I join?
It doesn't. You don't have to answer that.
There we go. Okay, Michael.
Cow here.
Oh, yeah. Is Cow here?
I'm messaging her.
Let's make sure I don't have anything untoward open. I don't. Okay.
Untoward.
Yeah.
Why would you have anything untoward open? That'd be crazy.
I can't have pornography showing up on Twitch.tv.
Right.
The Christian
Why would you have
Twitch chat.
pornography open? That would be
Because
crazy.
I enjoy pornography sometimes. On the
Because
computer.
Gabe is
I guess
horny.
that's a good point. You know, if you enjoy something, it might be open on your computer.
Exactly.
Like how Mike might have charcuterie on his computer. You know? You never know.
I need more water.
I'm so
Okay.
sick. I'm so sorry.
What?
No, it's not you. It's me. I need way more water. Hold on.
Gabe, you're so high and I'm so sick, and both of our brains are rotting.
Wow. This will be fun.
Yeah.
It'll mimic the effects of the shock.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I agree.
We'll make it more accurate role playing.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna try really hard to like cry during D&D today,
Oh, okay.
because that's how Sophia'd be feeling. I don't know if
True.
I can in my current state, but I'm still gonna try.
Okay. I believe in you.
Thank you. I can't believe Cal died.
Rest in pieces.
Oh my god, Cal unmuted? Hello?
So quiet.
Yes?
Okay.
There
now
she
I can
is.
hear you. Are you there?
Wow.
Is this just an elaborate AI voice bot made by Fab to trick us that Cal is here? So we start.
Fab.
No,
Fabricated.
that was her. That was her.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, now I believe it.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a time of adventure, dice, escaping the trials that the real world brings us. I'm here to make you feel things through imaginary characters and math rocks. This is first and foremost a safe place. You will all bear some part of our souls for the others to see, so things may get raw from time to time. What matters is that we all know and are willing to pump the brakes when the situation calls for it. But hopefully it isn't necessary. This tale we're about to tell merely dances along the lines of grim dark and the hero's journey. Adversaries may not be exactly as they seem, but not everything needs to end in a fight if you are resourceful. The world I bring you is cruel, but in the end, I care about the person on the other side of the screen more than the 20s and the ones on the screen. I am not a perfect DM, such a thing does not exist. I will make mistakes as surely as you will. If something doesn't seem right, we take a moment and we see how we can fix that wrong. I love you guys. Let's get into today's session.
Yeah.
Love you too,
Woo! We love you, Michael.
So, who wants to recap what happened?
Well, okay, so we were in Whitefall, and Sophia got to show everybody what a bodega is,
Hell
and
yeah.
some of her favorite
I would
bodega
love
food.
What was the name of the bodega, Sophia?
Oh, I don't remember. So, something about like a lizard claw or something? The rock and roll, there we go. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, the rock and roll. There was a Kenku behind the counter
Mhm.
Yes.
at the register, and a lizard folk on the grill.
Yep.
Yeah, and many different bodega cats were also around.
Hmm.
Large
Some,
variety.
some more typical and some more exotic.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that. Then we also got Mistral, some magic armor, and a nice little upgrade for him.
Wahoo!
Made by an artisanal leather armor maker and blessed by Sophia herself. Using some materials and spell slots and the blessing of Ogma to give Mistral more protection.
Did happen.
What else happened last week, guys?
Nothing else.
We
How
talked
was
to
it?
Cleo, right?
So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked to Cleo. We had a little recap about what happened and some decisions that Emma's here. Emma's right next to you. She's just being quiet, right, Riley?
No.
Emma that Emma made for Rusa, about how Rusa wants to stick back and take some time to do a little more training, maybe get a little bit of a thicker skin for the adventuring lifestyle. Learn from the best. The coldest bitch in the West.
Hell yeah.
The Cleo. And to help fill the gaping void of Rusa leaving us, she invited someone else to join the group, accompanied by one Kane Ferval. There was a blue-skinned tiefling man who joined us and was introduced to us. His name was Cognition. Not Emma's backup character, weirdly enough. Someone else's character.
Say hi, say.
hello.
Greetings.
And we met Cogs. We had a good we had a good evening. And everybody just went to sleep, and we were just hanging out in the bar talking. And what else? Did anything else happen?
Nope.
No. We're starting
That
off
might have been
happy, eating breakfast with our friend Rusa. Nothing wrong happened.
No,
She decided to come back with us. That's why Emma's here.
Right, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why Emma's here.
Come on in, Emma.
But no
Emma?
one came.
Oh no!
No one cares.
Yeah.
Well, we did
And
talk
then the
about
meteor
like.
happened.
Yeah. Okay.
The what?
And then Mistral and Sophia felt something and ran outside and called everybody else to sort of join them to see if anything was happening. And
Mm-hmm.
they barely avoided being blown up in a fiery explosion that left Cleo armless and Rusa gone.
Yep. It
We felt a disturbance in the force. And then the force disturbed us.
It did.
That is very much accurate of what happened.
Cleo's lack of
thank
armor
you
is
for that.
disturbing.
You're welcome.
So back to the beginning. We're about halfway through. Alright. So chaos, fire, rain, all these things are prevalent in this current explosion. There's also pained wailing as you all are sort of coming to, looking at the crater left behind, the crater that was once the inn that you were staying at. Sort of on the cusp of the crater, the outer rim, Cleo sort of standing there, arm cryosurgically cauterized, as she just lets out this yell of frustration at this uh, at this crater, and you guys have no idea where Rusa's gone. It's in these like precious few moments, in like the aftershock of what has happened. What are you guys doing?
I think Mistral is immediately like at Cleo's side, trying to like tend to her wounds, bandage her up.
You see Cleo just sort of looking like forlornly at the crater, which now like looking properly, as like you're just trying to see if she's okay. Like maybe you just sort of like look at where she's staring. Like this is a deep crater.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't see to the bottom of it. And she's listless. She's just as soon as you get to where, she just sort of like jolts and like looks at you. Mr. Lime, she's gone.
Miss Cleo, we cannot worry about that now. There are other people injured. You are in a crater. We need to move you. We need to make sure you are okay. We need to get the other people out of here. We cannot worry about that right now. Come with me. And I try to like put her good arm over my shoulder and like help her stand and help her walk out.
Yeah, she doesn't fight you, but like she just keeps looking at the crater. Right. Thank you.
Of course.
I think Sophia, while Mistral is doing that, there's a moment of just hesitation where she's just like staring at Cleo and the crater itself, and just like her eyes are searching for Rusa and not finding her.
Can I lock eyes with Sophia for a moment?
Yeah.
And just give her like a little head shake.
I think that's what maybe brings her out of it. That head shake. She snaps back. She immediately starts seeing Mistral is like going towards Cleo. Immediately starts rushing towards the building, searching for any survivors. If she can find a group of 10 or so people who are hurt, she is going to cast Mass Healing Word and try and like stabilize and heal as many people as she can right now.
What fragments of the building there are, it's just like, it's almost like there's like a carbon photo like taken of like people standing there, and then when the meteor hit, the only reason like that wood isn't like completely charred black was because there was someone there, and now there's no longer someone.
Yikes.
Joel, they got Pompeii.
Jesus Christ.
You do. Sorry.
No,
I would say, just looking around, the inn is not quite the epicenter, but in this like deep dark hole, like maybe 3 or 4 other buildings that were attached to the inn were caught in the blast, and those are just completely gone. This hole is probably about 60 feet in diameter at least.
Holy
Whoa.
shit.
Damn.
And you cannot see to the bottom of it. Yelsi, Douglas, Cog, are you guys gonna be doing anything?
Yes.
Yeah. So situations before. So the first thing he does, like, obviously Cleo is hurt, but she's screaming, so she's alive. So he's gonna do a quick head count to see if anybody is in worse condition than her. And he's gonna look for Kane specifically, because she's the only person he knows here.
You do not see Kana.
Okay.
But we're gonna real quick flash backwards. After your conversation that was had in the roleplay channel, I think Kane would have dismissed herself from the tavern.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, then he's just gonna see if he can find any survivors. Are my party members looking okay? Aside from Leo?
I think all of them are a bit distraught.
Right.
I think the one closest to okay, if you can call it that, is Douglas.
It's probably right.
No.
Like,
no?
Sophia and Yelsi, I think, are looking visibly distraught. I think Douglas is... Well, I mean, Fab can explain what Douglas is like.
But what's Yelsi doing, though?
Yelsi is probably, like, standing there, or I guess sitting there, like, dumbfounded. Like, what just happened? And why aren't we doing anything? And why can't I do anything? And, like, occasionally, like, just stares blankly at Doug, and then Sophia, and then just, like, very lost.
So, Doug, you see Doug, I think he's pretty fucking shocked, because he was trying to get to Rusa when this all happened. Beelzebub did warn him, hey, you should get out of here. And I guess it's, I'm not entirely sure. I guess he made it outside at some point in the chaos. But he's like trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Especially magically, as far as he can tell, he doesn't know what did that. He knows certain things that can do that. And he's very unhappy. He's flipping furiously through one of his like notebooks and things, and he's like not coming to any conclusions. He's doing whatever tests he can do with magic and whatever to try and identify a source. And I guess if I could do an Arcana check, but
sure,
the ultimate thing is, yeah, I know what he's going to do, regardless.
This, Douglas, if it was a spell, you're not even sure if it was a spell. This could just be a freak accident for the shock that's come over you. You can't quite sharpen your mind enough to the point. If this was some form of spell, it is not anything cast by a mortal.
And so he's going to... Ilda! What is... What took her? Who did this?
That's not the easiest question to answer.
You don't know?
Not particularly, sir. I just... Look, I have theories, but none of them are concrete, and you don't have time for not concrete stuff right now.
And I need... What can we do? How can you help us? What can I give you?
Well,
I can't just... Not while I'm here.
Look, Doug, I appreciate your gusto, and I'll gladly make a new deal with you to exchange some of my power. But right now, I would focus on getting you and yours out of here, because whatever made that, I don't think it's gonna stay in that hole for long.
Fine.
Oh, I mean, if it does come out of the hole, it might just keep going down.
I think he walks past all of you freaking out, and he goes to the hole, and he crouches, and he looks down. Do I notice anything?
If you walk away from Yelsey is going to grab you.
Oh.
Okay.
Because Yelsey is not going to lose any more people.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
she
think Doug...
looks up, doesn't say anything, but like there's like kind of a feral panic in her eyes, but she doesn't say anything.
And Doug looks at her, and there's like a methodical kind of coldness of he is pursuing an order of operations of sorts, and he yanks his arm away.
I'm being rational,
going.
Stop being a child.
Give me an investigation check, Doug, once you get to the hole.
Okay.
If you're able to escape from Yelsey. You know,
It's a
You know
hole.
what? You know what? Yelsey is silent for a while and then trots off after him, and then just like holds his sleeve so he doesn't fall into the giant ass hole.
Aww.
She's very close to casting web on him, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
So, Doug, you're looking into this. This is nothing you've ever studied, but even in the chaos, you hear, but you can't quite see movement. And it's not like the movement of a creature. It's like geological movement. Almost.
Mm.
It's movings of rocks grinding against rocks, plant life, things like that. And it's puzzling because you can't see anything, and then soon you realize that you can see something. It is this dark purple crystalline formation. There's several jagged spikes forming at the edges of this crater, going as far down and even further than what you can see down. Coincidentally at this time, Mistral, I need you to make a con save.
Who needs to make a con save?
Mistral.
Oh, me. Hi.
Okay.
A con save, you say?
Yes.
Gee, I
I'm
wonder why.
probably. Yeah, I actually don't know.
I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Glad someone does.
I think I actually do too.
Riley. Not Riley. Not Riley.
Riley, you're now Mistral. Mistral, you're now Riley.
Yeah.
Mistral,
The same.
you feel as you're sort of bandaging Cleo and looking at your friends, you feel a bit of chest pain. As you're going to suffer 2 points of necrotic damage, if you look down, there's now a small black mark on your chest, like almost reminiscent of like the cracks that were on Rusa's skin. There's just one right where your heart is, but it's like on the outside.
Do I make any connection to anything that's happened to me so far? why, like, what the origin of this might be.
You remember the fight with the heartbeat.
Okay.
And
Is this when I got shot by the?
yes.
Okay. Did I get shot in the heart?
You got shot in the chest.
Okay. I always kind of
Who's to
imagined it.
blame?
I do give love a bad name, to be honest. And so is this black mark like manifesting over where I was hit, or just like directly over my heart?
I'd say a midway. Because the way I had it in my mind is that like a shard of that crystal did attach to you.
Okay.
So, yeah, now you have this little mark. It's not doing anything besides like a bit of minor chest, but
Do I hear a second heartbeat?
you do.
If I like close
It's
my
much
eyes and
louder.
like focus. Yeah.
It's almost like you can hear it on the outside now.
Oh, cool. Okay. That is a problem for later. Miss Cleo, are you okay? Can I leave you here?
Yeah. Yes, go.
All right.
I'll be
Should I
fine.
stand up with a little bit of a wince on my face from the pain in my chest? And I turn to face the crater, and I'm gonna do something maybe it's a little bit inspired by Hawks from My Hero Academia, where I'm gonna like release like my entire swarm at once and have them all sort of spread out across the damage area like Hawks would his feathers, and have these little origami creatures that are flying through the air. Like scan around the area, look for people, try to gather information.
Why don't you give me a check?
Perception will do.
As you spread out your origami and look for survivors, you notice on the other side of the hole there are some people gathered. Some of them are injured. But it just seems like those like short moments in the aftershock have faded, and now people are like coming like out from their houses to see what the fuck that just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I can identify anyone who's injured, I will make my way to them as quickly as I can.
Right. As you round the hole, are you telling anyone you're going that way, or?
I don't think
making
Mistral
your-
even thinks to. I think Mistral was like entirely focused on like task at hand, to keep like clenched jaw, eyes forward, very focused. Like I have to think about what's happening right now and nothing else, and so I'm just going.
All right. So you start making your way around the edge of the hole. Douglas is just still looking, and you can, to the hole. You can see that after a couple moments, the formations. That's the word. Just cease sort of like moving around. And as you're looking, you can see that they start to almost secrete a gas.
Mistral, we need to leave.
Yeah, Mishra's not near you.
Oh, never mind. I thought he was by the hole.
He's like walking around the hole to
He's running.
he's like to the other side of the hole, like from you guys. Like this is a 60-foot diameter hole.
Yeah, He's like low to the ground, sprinting towards the other side because he's seen people that are injured over there. But his origami is kind of like swarmed out across the entire area, so you probably can like
Okay.
see a few little like birds and like paper insects flitting about.
Okay, so that means I have Yelsey as Yelsey, we need to go. This area isn't safe. Shit.
You say that,
Fine.
and Yelsey picks Doug up.
Excuse
and,
me.
Yeah, and
I
just
think
starts
he-
running.
I think he does not want to be picked up. He's going to struggle, and this isn't going to work.
Okay.
Go ahead and make contested strength checks, I guess. Or you
It
can
sure
use
is
acrobatic.
dude.
Well, I guess make your roll first.
Very, very, very angry. He let go of me, not the usual. Doug's annoyed let go of me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, listen.
Fucking
Unnatural
one.
I was gonna let this go, but like, that's impressive.
This is what happens when you have
Cinema.
-1.
Listen, I think even though Yelsey's kind of like high adrenaline, kind of doesn't understand the situation right now, after getting slapped away once and then having Doug like very outwardly not in a like bantery sort of way shut her out again, I think Yelsey just kind of like backs up like a kick dog.
Mm-hmm. We do what can, like backing away. It's like, Gilda, can I get the book back?
Oh, sure.
What do you need?
In a moment, just a moment. There's the book is back in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that later, boy. Get your
That's
people out of
fine.
here.
That's yeah.
I think by the time he's gotten his book back in his hand, Yelsey has slowly backed away until she turns around and runs.
And he sees Yossi run. He looks, and there's like that hesitation but he lets her go. Turns to, I guess, to Cleo and Sophia. Says, like, we need to move out of here. And I will say the book in his hand looks. It's not his evil diary, and it's not his regular diary. It's a very sinister book, of which I don't have a description for at the moment. But
Okay.
You probably walk in on Sophia helping Cog sort of get these bandages he's making out of his shirt.
Yeah, he's shirtless now.
She's just like helping him make sure they're like well rolled up and ready to use on whoever we need, and like she's keeping her eyes out and open for anyone that might be hurt. And she sees you come, and she says, "Oh, Doug, are you okay? Is Yelsey okay?"
I'm fine, Yelsey. I told her to get out of here. She is currently proceeding in that. We need to move whoever we can, including yourselves, out of here. The hole appears to have some manner of inhabitant and is currently emitting a gas. It grew some crystals. Tremors. Needless to say, we need to leave.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Cognition starts gathering up all the stuff.
Sophia, go ahead.
But wait,
What's up?
go ahead, Cognition.
He is mourning the loss of his tools. Is there any way that he could like? I wish I hadn't specifically said that he didn't bring them with him to the dinner, because that's unfortunate. I think he'll cast one desperate look around to see if there's any sign of his bag with his tools in it.
This is the bag.
This is
Like,
the bag.
you're-
Like my
I'll say after a couple moments of panic searching, amidst some soot, you do see your satchel.
oh god.
You see the outline of your satchel. It's been vaporized now.
No. He runs to it. He is so relieved. Because those are his tools. That's all of his journals. And that is his security blanket. Thank God. He takes it out. Or excuse me. He takes the satchel out of the rubble. And he starts digging around in it. He basically sticks like his whole torso in there, until he pulls out a large bag full of medical tools. And he says, "All right, I'm ready."
Oh, and Sophia looks around for Mistral, who she last saw him with Cleo, and has not realized that he has run off. Looks around, sees Cleo by herself now, and doesn't see Mistral. And I think there's another moment of just like confusion as she looks around, but sees that poor Cleo is armless and alone, and immediately just goes to help her up and make sure that she can stand up and lean on her if she needs to and help her get out of here. We need to get out of here. Doug says that it's going to be dangerous. It's dangerous here. It's going to be dangerous. We need to leave. I don't think there are any other survivors to look for near the
I think Mistral went after them.
Okay.
He did his thing with the origami and he took off to the north, around the hole. Cleo just starts to like snap herself out of it. She accepts your help up. She gets up and she reaches with her hand into a pouch. There's nothing in that. What she's looking for is not in that pouch, and she just starts looking in the other ones. Just sort of like cursing in a language that you, Sophia, understand.
Yep.
Though I think also Cognition understands.
Oh?
I assume this is Celestial and not Dwarvish.
Yes.
Yeah, Cognition also understands it.
And finally you see she finds what she's looking for, a piece of jeweled chalk.
Oh, okay.
She says, "If I'll go to Yelsey. Go. You should get. If it is truly as perilous as Douglas says, then we should not linger."
Okay. Before she leaves, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level on her. I can roll the dice if you want me to.
It's fine. As the magic flares up in you feel it working. It's just slower.
Yeah. I just want to help stabilize her and give her as much energy as I can, basically, so that she can stand on her own and get to Yelsey and get wherever she needs to go while we go get Mistral.
She nods to you. Go.
I don't know if
we
it's...
can't. Someone say something?
Oh, I was about to, but I thought you were. That's only because I thought you were finished. Please
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. I will say. I don't think anyone needs to go get Mistral. It will take him as a turn to get to the other side of the crater,
Mm-hmm.
and then presumably like a turn or 2 or 3 to get back with everyone. I don't know what the situation over there is, though. But I don't know if anyone would need to go get him, and I don't know how long it would take for him to get back. But I also don't know how these events are timing up and what's happening. But he could very well like already be back or be on his way back at the time that this conversation's happening.
I think it depends on what he finds on the other side, really.
Yeah, which is why I wanted to bring that up as like it might not be necessary to go get him. I don't know.
We'll find out after you find out what's on the other side, right?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But Cleo will sort of stand up and stagger away. I'm assuming that Yelsey's not particularly stealthy and is...
No, like if you were watching Yelsey, you would definitely see Yelsey have run off.
So Cleo's just gonna pursue after Yelsey.
Did Rusa's things make it, or anything from Yushka?
No.
She specifically threw down something.
Right.
Oh, that's something that's on Cleo's wrist. Is
The wrist she kept, right?
Yes.
huh?
The wrist she kept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay.
That would be fucked up, but also completely funny as hell. But no, on the wrist she kept. And she, Cleo's gonna go after Yelsey. Mistral.
Hello.
You can see on the when you get there, due to your accelerated movement speed, or just mobility, you find that sort of like lying on the ground, sort of like a warbled moan as a lizard folk is dragging a kenku.
Oh
No!
And one of the people sort of you see you're not the only one rushing as you see Kane's form. There's a slight sway to her. But she gets there, looks at them, and then like looks at your approaching form. Like you see her eyes are like askance. It's like, you're not the. You're alive, Mistral.
Yes, you are as well. I look to her neck. Do I see anything?
Not at the moment.
Okay. I give her a curt nod of like, yes, I am, and you are as well. We need to get the injured away. And I look over to the lizard and the kenku, and I'm like, maybe it would even be perceived as a bit rude to kind of ignore her because she's very clearly okay. But I'm like scanning Rock and Roll up and down and determining which one of them is going to be harder to move.
Rock definitely took the heavier of the beatings. Roll is actually not the lizard's. The lizard's name is Larry.
Okay, Rock is small though, correct? Would it be easy to put Rock like over my shoulder or on my back?
Yes, but Rock is the one that is injured,
Mm-hmm.
so is a bit heavier. But yes, you can get Rock up on your shoulder. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Okay. Would you say that Rock is the one that is going to be harder to move?
Yes.
Then Mistral, rather than make a strength check, Mistral's going to waste no time and just lean forward, grab Rock by the shoulder, very gently but firmly, and then he's going to, with his other hand, reach out towards the north and make a sort of pulling motion, and a really powerful gust will kick up as if he summoned it and swirl around Rock's form. And I'm just going to grab him, cast Levitate on him, and then sort of just hold him up in the air and then take Larry by the hand. We need to move fast. Can you move?
Yeah, I can move.
Follow me. And I start running with Rock levitating, carried aloft by the wind.
Kane for a moment just sort of like presses a couple fingers to her temple, casts
Miss Kane.
restoration on herself,
Yeah.
and follows.
I was gonna say, Miss Kane, please join us as I'm like running by.
But I guess now is Mr. You start to see against the painting of the night sky, shrouded by the moonlight, gas is starting to sort of come up from the hole.
Mm.
Um,
I'm gonna take in a deep breath, as deep as I can, and then just hold my breath, just in case an errant wind takes the gas my way. I can't really protect the others, but I can at least protect myself.
Of course. And I'll say with the levitation, the one injured person, like Larry has like cuts and scrapes, but like he wasn't like as hurt as Rock was.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
That's the wrong thing.
Gaseous foam. Doug is now a gas cloud. No.
Whoa.
He's
I am
now a
sorry.
fart in the wind.
Do I,
I am become fart.
as I approach, do I see Cleo with the rest of them? Do I see like a teleportation circle being drawn?
You don't see Cleo at the
Okay.
You also don't see Yeltsin. The other three are there, I believe.
Okay. I like zoom in, come to a stop, gently rest Rock down on the ground. There's almost like a kick of dust as he like is gently lowered until he's resting on the ground again. Sophia, can you heal him? Rock is injured.
Yeah, I'll immediately cast Cure Wound. Actually, does he look alive?
He's alive.
Okay. And then, yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds at a second level on him.
I'm certain you have all noticed, but there is gas coming out of the hole. We need to leave.
Yes.
That's what I've been trying to get them to do.
You know. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone else need immediate attention?
Not that I could find or see.
Right.
I'm suspecting, just assessing the damage, that most bodies were vaporized.
Yes.
Yeltsin.
Yeltsin ran.
Where did Yeltsin run? Oh, just away from the hole?
Yeltsin ran through the town.
Into the hole. She's the big bad.
You know what? You're right. Yeltsin just jumped. That's fine. Yeltsin probably ran, and I think maybe got mixed in with people who were also running away. But Yeltsin's goal was to find a dark space to be alone.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Perception.
Alright. Over the chaos of everything happening, you're a volume boosted Cleo calling after you. Yeltsin, please come back. I am not as fast as you, Yeltsin. Please stop running.
Unfortunately, Yeltsin is not responding. And is using all of that 40 movement speed and dashing.
You hear another call out. Yeltsin, please. Oh, but if that doesn't get Yeltsin to stop, then Yeltsin feels a small ping in the back of her head. It's just like a sensation. Like it's not like anything like happening, but you notice that like something like in the back of your head, not like physically there, but like once you run, you find your dark place to hide. About 30 seconds later, you hear someone approach, sort of breathing heavily. Yossi.
I imagine it's something like a very cramped alleyway, and Cleo gets to the mouth of the alleyway and definitely knows Yossi is there because it's like covered in spider webs. Like you cannot see the end of that. You cannot see the end of the alleyway.
It's like an abandoned mine shaft in Minecraft where the spider spawners are.
I do want to mention, if Cognition saw Cleo running, he would have yelled at her to stop because she's injured.
You're a patient, stop, please.
I did heal her. I mean, she's still missing an arm, but I did.
Yeah.
The cure wounds did it enough to close it up.
Exactly.
Okay,
I
that's good.
stabilized it, basically.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yossi, I have something for you. Could you come here, please?
Does she touch any of the webs?
I think she stopped at the edge of the webs.
She just hears like a low like hiss.
Hmm.
I don't have time for this, dear. I hope you're low to the ground.
She is.
Oh no.
And you just start to feel the air heat up as Cleo just scorching rays the webs away.
Oh, okay.
Listen, Yossi was like feral child, on all fours, ready to bolt, I guess. So like you just see Yossi like low to the ground, looking up with like pretty wild eyes.
Cleo shows Yossi
Versus what?
Rusa's necklace that she handed through to Cleo.
I think the growl stops in Yossi's throat, and like Yossi had like the tattoos kind of starting to form, like kind of like the onset of a rash before they become like solid, and those extra eyes open up, and kind of sniffs, and then half gets up and trots over.
I'm sorry.
Gives Cleo's hand a sniff.
She hands Yossi the necklace. Look. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect her. But we can't stay. If we want to try and find her, we can't stay here. We have to join the others.
I think that gets Yossi to calm down. There's still like a wild look in her eyes, but she holds Rusa's necklace to her chest with one hand, and then holds the hem of Cleo's cape or whatever she's wearing, and then just silently follows behind Cleo. You now have a baby leash. Congratulations.
Alright. Not Yossi. Cleo. Very quickly, because this took a lot longer than she was thinking. Goes to make some somatic symbols, and then just looks down and is like, fucker. So Yossi, you feel your arm drag this way and that as she's making somatic components with her only arm.
She's not holding her arm sleeve.
Oh.
It's like the hem of her shirt or the end of her cape, whatever.
Oh, baby girl.
Yeah.
She sends a sending to Doug. Deeper in the town, Yossi is here. Please convene on our location. I'm going to start this circle.
Okay. Doug relays that to the party. Cleo is creating. I'm assuming a teleportation circle.
Yes.
Yeah. Cleo is creating a teleportation circle to evacuate. Please proceed through the town
Lead the way, Doctor.
urgently.
And I'm
He
gonna
leads the way.
the way. There's like a gust of wind as I pick Rock up
Yeah.
again and hold him at like head level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I start dashing.
So as I assume the entire party is doing this.
Yeah. Cog's keeping
Yeah.
his eyes peeled for anybody else who like needs help moving, but
Yep.
yeah, he's going with them.
So we're gonna take a step away from what the party's doing for a moment. And we're gonna sort of have that dramatic camera shot of the town and what's happening to the people that are gathering near the pit. Because you can, can't see, but like some of the townsfolk are sort of like walking up. They don't necessarily really see the gas as perceptive people like Doug or Crystal would. Some of them begin coughing, like clenching at their throats. And then the screams start to happen.
Oh.
As the gas enters their body, and since they are living life forms, the gas spreads quite quickly, consuming their life essence. In this shot, there's like just extremely like graphic, like crystals forming from their bodies, like out of their bodies, and they're sort of forming into these semi-crystalline, semi-undead things and attacking others.
Damn.
Do we hear that?
Yeah, dude.
As soon as the screams start, you hear screams behind you.
So Mike.
Yeah, gonna look back. Has Cog ever seen the miasma stuff before? Does he have any clue what this is?
This has never happened.
Okay.
Can I make a religion check, Michael?
Sure. Also, I don't want to be lost. Yes, Riley.
I assume your intention is for all of us to teleport away to Cleo, yes?
That is the intent here, yes.
However,
people screaming and being attacked by black crystal zombies, even if I don't know there are black crystal zombies yet, I hear people screaming and being attacked. I don't know if Mistral would just hear that and then not try to go help.
Same.
As is in his nature to do. The many scars on his body account for the fact that he will just throw himself into danger to help people if he feels it's necessary. And I think if he hears people screaming, he would at least go check out what that is, and then seeing what it is would probably stay and fight.
All right, so
is this something that
counterpoint? You currently are carrying someone.
Oh, true.
Sorry, could you hit me with that one more time?
You're currently carrying someone that's injured.
Yes, I can pass him off to literally anyone. He is weightless.
Do you try and do so? I think Sophia or Doug are the ones you would have to voice that onto.
Yeah, so I hear the screaming in the distance, and Mistral stops in his tracks, looks out into the distance, and like tilts his head to the side. He's listening. And he turns back to look at the rest of the group, Cog and Sophia and Doug particularly. Can one of you take Rock? Quickly. And I like push him forward through the air.
You aren't going out there.
What do you mean? People are dying.
You don't know what that is.
You can hear them screaming, Doctor. People are dying, and I am not one to sit aside.
You wish to die as well?
I don't. But I don't wish for them to die. Do you?
How much time do you think you will buy them by running in there and dying yourself?
perhaps enough time to get away. I don't plan on dying either.
As this conversation is happening, can I see what I
I'm
do with
typing.
this
I'm
religion
typing.
check? Because
I can attack from range. I can keep whatever is hurting them at bay while they run, and I can stay away myself.
Depending on what Sophia knows, is how she's going to react to
Sure. Sorry, Gabe.
whatever this conversation is. Yeah.
And I think he'll also add on at the end, and unlike the rest of you, I do not need to breathe. If it is the gas
Had a
that's killing
demon
them, it
lord
won't
tell
kill
me
me.
to get away from here. I choose to trust that if Beelzebub considers this a threat, we will unfortunately need to leave these people to their fate.
I'm of the opinion that fate can be changed if you know how to channel the currents of it. I will not abandon these people without trying.
Okay. How
Hey, I know. Oh,
how serious does Mistral look about this? I assume
The
very
most
deadly
serious you have ever seen him.
I think Sophia is going to look at Doug. This situation is not, or this is not what she's saying. This is what she's thinking. This situation isn't anything that she's ever experienced before. She knows this isn't anything Mistral you've ever experienced before. The amount of like fear on Doug's face, and just the fact that she doesn't know, this is way too serious. This is something that goes beyond anything that she really truly thinks we'd be able to handle.
Yeah.
If it's okay with you, Riley, I would like Sophia to cast Hold Person on Miss.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Spicy. I am okay with that. Yes, I think that's a good way to compromise Mistral not compromising his morals, but also not letting him run off into danger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this will make things complicated later for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love that.
I also have a follow-up question. Is Mistral's little chest crack? Is there any growing pain? As
Is that
goes
yeah?
on?
That's a good question, Mike.
Or is there any crystals forming for Mistral?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
But
I also
who
don't
knows what
imagine that
happens?
it's
I was
visible.
exposed to the gas.
I'm so sorry. Is Mike roboting?
I think so
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay.
One more time, Mike.
It was something about exposed to the gas.
Yeah, he said I think we'll have to see what happens when he's exposed to the gas. Also, Mistral's just assuming you have to inhale it for it to affect you. It could totally just like touch you and do something probably, but he's not thinking about that. I'm gonna make a wisdom save. This is when that wound is. Oh, wound is exposed to gas. Yeah, that's a great point. Let's make a wisdom save.
Hold that person.
Beat it.
My
16.
save. 8 plus 5.
I think Doug says
13 plus 3 plus 16 plus 1, baby. Oh no, that's not this character. Never mind. Meets it, beats it, technically.
I think Doug says before you run off and do your hero thing, he's like, Mistral, a long time ago, I saw a problem, and I thought, I had to do something. And when I chose to do that, I got far in over my head. And that situation became far worse for everyone involved. Because I went in blindly, and I kept trying, and I kept trying. You have all this hope, but you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So, just please, we've already lost Rusa.
Mistral's jaw clenches harder when you say that. And I think for the first time tonight that you've seen him, his eyes go a little unfocused for a moment. And he shakes his head a little bit and stares at you and says, I have never known what is going to happen. I have never known, Douglas. But if I had waited to know, it would have already been too late. In every scenario I have ever been in where I was able to save somebody, if I had waited to know, it would have been too late, and all it cost me were some measly scars.
Not to interrupt,
No,
but we
yeah.
have to move. We can't stay here.
You can only get
Sorry.
so many scars before you find your last one.
I think
If you wish to go out there, then go.
This is when you start to feel a spell start to seize up your muscles, but you're able to just sort of will yourself through that.
Yeah, at this point you see like Sophia staring at you, Mistral, her hand outstretched and like her eyes glowing as you can tell that she is trying to cast magic on you. Her eyes just stare directly into yours, and you can tell that she's pleading with you silently at this point.
Can I roll my wisdom save with disadvantage because of that?
Sure.
Oh,
Because I think one, I'm not expecting this at all. This is Mitchell's taken completely by surprise, and also the pleading look that it would be very effective on him.
Sure.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I almost like it if it's like mid conversation, Mitchell's like basically saying this thing that he would say that is like the last thing he would say before running and bolting of like, I've never known, and all it's cost me is these scars. Well, one of those days, one of those scars will be your last. And he like takes a breath to respond, and he looks not calm, but like determined and focused and like so stalwart in his belief. And then he looks and sees Sophia raising a hand and casting magic, and there's like an expression of genuine surprise and shock, and then his whole body goes stiff and he falls to the ground.
I
Go ahead. I think as he falls, all around us, tiny little bits of paper unfurl and fall to the ground as well.
Sophia immediately like rushes forward to make sure he doesn't hit the ground. She puts an arm around him and just looks at Doug and then looks at Cog and says, "We have to get going now."
Yeah. Cog will help Sophia carry Mistral, I guess. Absolutely reckless, foolish. Do you value your life so little? He's going off on this.
I think Sophia is going to like very quietly as we're rushing our way over there. Like she's like trying to catch her breath. She's getting tired of all this, but like still you can hear in your ear, Mistral, I'm sorry. I can't let you. I'm sorry.
Mistral can't respond, but I think as you're carrying him, like the camera sees like he's just like staring up at the sky, glassy-eyed, and like listening to all these screams and hearing that from Sophia. Just like a little bit of a tear wells up in the corner of his eye.
Ah.
Alright. Cutting back to, I think, Yelsi and Cleo. Yelsi, you start to see Cleo sort of, just as soon as she's done, like, speaking to the air, you heard Doug in there somewhere. She, like, just, like, kneels down and starts, like, sketching runes in the ground. It's taking her a bit longer. Because usually one would do this with two hands.
Yep.
But soon, Yelsi, you start to hear screams in the distance. You see Cleo freeze up a bit, but she shakes her head and keeps drawing. I think you have to move with her a little bit as she comes around to the final bit.
I think if Cleo has to bend down to get on the ground to draw, I think Yelsey would let go and just stand there where she let go. And as the screams become in audible range, I think she like slowly turns her head up, but like there's no change in her expression, and she just slowly looks back at Cleo and just watches what Cleo's doing.
Mike, before we like go anywhere, could I Cog knows he's not able to do much in this situation, but he wants to observe as much as he can so he can record it later. Is there anything that you want me to roll for that, or are we too far away from everything?
I'll say you'll get a bit of time here to see what's going on, because I think by the time you get to Cleo, she's about a quarter of the way done, but instead of that being 50 seconds, it's 30 seconds because she's one-armed.
Right, okay.
So by the time you get to her, and I think something you see, Yelsey, since you spend a long time looking at Cleo's back, is that she has a very peculiar looking birthmark on her back.
What does it look like?
It looks like a bird. And the only reason you know that is that it's slightly glowing.
I think that does catch her eye. She definitely like stares at it, but I think that is unfortunately the most it gets from Yelsey.
That's fine. It's just something you see because you're looking at her back. So by the time you guys get to Cleo, like I said, you have about 30 seconds as she sort of she like briefly looks up at you guys, sees that you're all there, sees Mistral being carried, but makes no real comment of it.
There's a bunch of like half-burned spider webs everywhere. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Cognition will remember this.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of cognition to remember this.
Yep.
Are we behind the Spirit Halloween?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, glad to. See you. Oh, you brought. I'm glad to see that Kane is alive. Well, Kane sort of smiles. It's like, yes, but unfortunately, I think we don't have much longer here if we want to stay that way. And I think Kane sort of steps in, Cog, to lift Mistral up. So that sort of
Yeah, Cog will give him up. Because, yeah.
As you see Cleo finishing the last parts of this circle, you can start to see at the edges of your of what the moonlight will accentuate your dark vision. You start to see trudging bodies. They're not really like so much your traditional like cadavers that zombies are, but they are these half crystalline things that are sort of trudging in the moonlight. Their eyes are sort of pitch black holes. And there's just there is screaming, but there's also in the air like the like a slight haunting hum, like humming of crystal.
Okay.
And
this is all completely new to me, right?
Yes. And that hum starts to come from multiple areas as a whole resonance starts to fall over the town. Cleo's just sort of like, just telling herself to come on, come on, come on, come on. You can see the growing frustration that only having one arm is giving her.
Yeah.
But soon, the circle is complete. She finishes her final incantation, and the portal opens up, and she just sort of just points to it. Come on, cognition. Come on, we're leaving.
Right. Yeah, he will hop on through. He's aware that he's very vulnerable.
Doug puts a hand on Yelsey's back and guides her forward with him through the circle.
Yelsey says nothing. But
Doug
does
says nothing.
gets guided through.
Yeah.
In very quick succession, Kane just reaches out, grabs the levitating rock,
Balloon.
Mm-hmm.
and in very quick succession, you guys all go through the circle. Cleo bringing up the rear, and you all sort of stumble into. I'd say stumble into the open air garden of Cleo's manor.
Near the front, I assume? Or in the center?
There's a central garden. You all just sort of step out there, and the cacophony of sounds, the screams, the resonance, all goes quiet in favor of the sounds of rushing water and quiet night.
Cognition rushes over to Cleo. Miss Cleo, are you well? I mean, of course, you need rest.
She smirks. She looks a bit tired. Well, I certainly don't make a habit of pushing what I can do each day in terms of arcane, a habit, but all things considered, no cognition, I'm not okay. Hours after I made a promise that no harm would come to Rusa, I lost her. I'm not okay. But that is a problem to deal with when I don't have people that I need to get rooms for and get them situated. So just she gestures to Rock, who while has been patched up by Sophia a little bit, still has like a broken wing. If you need to direct your attentions to anyone, I believe our feathered friend there needs some much needed attention.
Right. Yes. He turns to the Tenku. He turns back and he says, "I would like to say don't push yourself, but we both know that's not going to happen." And he goes to care for the Kenku.
So cognition starts to go to Tenku.
I think by this point, after we've had a few moments here to relax, the spell holding Mistral fades slowly, and Sophia looks at him very pointedly for a few moments before just turning away, moving towards Rock the Kenku, and immediately doing her best to help Cognition.
As you turn away from Mistral, I think he's like laying down on the ground, and as the spell fades away from him, he still like doesn't move. He's just laying there staring up. But as you like turn to move away from him, I think he reaches out and grabs your hand for a moment, and then let's go.
I like let him hold onto my hand. I pause. I don't turn back, and then continue moving forward to help Cognition.
Oh damn, that wasn't very good.
You rolled 2 1s. Oh no.
Yeah, but I can do it again.
You break the arm again.
No. How many do I have? I have 2 more of these. Okay.
That's way better.
Alright. You do some quick tending to the wound, but unfortunately, it is just a broken wing, so the most you can do is cast it.
I guess that's fair.
Kane sort of looks to Cleo, who seems to be pacing as she is sort of going through her belongings. Douglas, Chelsea, are you guys doing anything?
So I'm trying to think. I think Douglas sees that Yelsey's okay. They're out of harm's way. So what he's doing is he has his new book open, and he's like leafing through it as he's walking. He's going to head to the library to try and figure out what he can do.
Okay.
Which is probably a whole lot of nothing, but that's his instinct, I guess. Because there's a healer and a field medic taking care of any medical issue. So there's not a lot like he can do that's not already covered.
Mm-hmm.
So
As Douglas goes before he leaves, very weakly from the ground. Doctor.
Mistral.
You said that you had tried to stop something bad, and that you got in over your head. It was too much. Do you regret trying?
Deeply I do. And then he continues to walk away.
Damn.
Y'all see what you're doing.
Kyle, you're muted if you're talking.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping before I got too deep. Yeah, Yelsey hasn't particularly moved since going through the teleportation spell.
Okay.
Like, her eyes have like kind of scanned over everyone slowly. And like, if you look at like her, if you just look at her, you can tell that like her whole body is tense. Like you could see like the like grippy veins along her arms and whatnot. There's like, the tense vein on her neck. And then she closes her eyes, unclasps the necklace, puts it around her neck, and tucks it into her tunic, and says something under her breath.
Were somebody to look at her, would they see symptoms of shock?
Yelsey definitely does not look anything like what Cog met.
Okay.
Like Yelsey had like, like she was sorrowful, but like she had like a lively look, like a childish look to herself. But right now her eyes are kind of like not necessarily lifeless, but they definitely don't have that same energy. And there is kind of like, not necessarily wild, but there is like this like held energy, held back, restrained.
Right.
Like a rubber band about to snap.
Okay. Cool. He doesn't know her that well. But, I think, okay. He's gonna look over at her, see that she's very tense, and he'll say her name, Yelsey? Yelsey, look at me. Is there any response?
She does not move, but you do see her eyes slowly roll over to make eye contact.
Yeah, he will reach into his bag and pull out a shawl, basically a small blanket, and bring it over to her. And move slowly to drape it over her shoulders. You should sit down.
She kind of like listlessly watches him do this. And then there is the tiniest nod of affirmation from Yelsey. And then she sits down right where she is.
Okay, perfect. He'll hand her a bottle of water and go back to the Kenku.
She doesn't grab it, so he has to put it down in front of her.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Cognition is your making yourself busy. There is a gentle hand placed on your shoulder. Kane looks down at you. Cog, I know your instinct to busy yourself, but you also need to take a break.
I've done nothing.
You've patched up the Kenku. You've given Yelsey water. That's not nothing down.
He's gonna look at her a little defiantly. Is Cleo still there?
Cleo is pacing around the fountain. Seems that she is just she is busying herself with matters. She's speaking into her Cellstone in like hushed voices. She occasionally looks over at Yelsey, at Mistral, at Sophia, at you, but it's not like anything lingering. Like she's just checking to make like almost like to assure her that you're there, that you're safe.
You don't need to worry about me. Cleo's the one who needs attention at the moment.
I will worry about her in time. You and Sophia have done plenty. You both need rest.
He's mad about it, but he does see the wisdom in that. What's in this area over here?
Library. Well,
That's the library.
First floor of the library.
Okay. So he really wants to do something else, but there's not a lot to do. So I guess he'll go over and take a seat by Yelsey.
Kane smiles. And go. And she kneels down, helps Mistress sit up. She looks at the stars for a couple moments, just like, you know, I never thought I'd say this, but you remind me of my brother in a bad way, Mr. Celestine.
How exactly do I remind you of him?
Always storming off to help someone no matter the odds, without thinking. Without truly thinking, I'd say. I'm sure in the moment you're like, you're thinking, I have to help these people, it's my job. Not, it's my job, it's what I do.
What more do I need to think?
Potential danger to yourself.
There will always be danger to myself. Kane.
There will always be danger to yourself, but sometimes it helps to take a moment and take a step back and see the potential consequences of your actions. Now, I didn't say anything in the moment, but I am glad that Sophia was able to make you not go, because I'm not sure that you charging in there would have solved it.
I would not have gone blindly. I understand that I could not have helped much. But even if I could have saved one person.
You did save. You saved 2 people.
Even if I could have saved one more, it would have been worth it.
Well,
even just to learn something, anything about what was happening. But I understand.
so long that you do. I commend your bravery.
I am glad you think it brave and not foolish. I'm still not sure.
See, this is why you only remind me, brother. He would have done it for the glory of saving. Because
Glory.
he tends to think there's glory in
I'm sure there
self-sacrifice in saving people, and while I don't deny him that, that is why he does it. Which is why I call him foolish and you brave.
Regardless of the reason, saving people is good. But I don't believe I have taken any glory in all my life.
I'm sure once the Kenku recovers and the lizard comes from a shock, they will surely be singing your praises that you were there when you were.
It will be strange for me to hear such a song. Normally I am not in a single place long enough to hear them.
Yes, well, that's what happens when you become an adventurer, Mr. Celestine.
Thought I heard he was, but this is very
Sponsored.
different.
Sponsored.
Hmm.
Kane looks over to Sophia. Are you alright, child?
Let me finish swallowing. Give me a second.
Sophia's just fucking drinking water, getting high.
Oh my god.
Got that bad cotton mouth. Hold on.
Okay. Sophia, I would think after having helped Rock, Patches, wing up, and after watching Cog, put that blanket around Yelsey, and talk with Kane, and then watching Kane talk with Mistral, and now that Kane's finally come over to her, Sophia's out of things to occupy her mind with.
Yeah.
And there's just this moment where she just takes a deep breath. And you can see her as she exhales, she just fully just sags. She's bent over. She so much so that she places her palms on the ground to keep herself up.
Sophia, sit.
I need to lay down, I think.
Okay, that's yes.
Thank you, Cognition. I have it from here.
Right, Miss Kane.
Just gently, easy. You're in heavy armor still.
Right. I didn't take it off. Huh.
Let's at least get the shoulder pads off.
Mm-hmm.
She helps you doff bits and pieces of your armor. Not completely, but to enough where the active weight is not on Sophia.
She lets Kane help her, and then she looks over to Mistral, and she looks over to Yelsey, and turns her head towards Doug, and you can see
Doug ain't there.
Well, isn't he in the library right there? Or did he leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's in the library.
Yeah, can we see the library from where we are, Michael?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, she sees Doug in the library. And then you see her head start to turn elsewhere.
Oh.
And there's this just moment where her breath catches and her shoulders just heave forward and she just leans into Kane and starts sobbing.
Oh.
Feel a gentle hand rubbing, massaging small circles into your back.
She's not here. She just full out, just ugly crying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that jars Cleo for what she's doing. And I think she's just frozen in place. This does not detract from the scene. She's she's just frozen in place, hearing Sophia be so emotional.
Mm-hmm. I think Mistral will just sit down next to where Sophia's laying and not look at her, not say anything, but he will just very gently grab her hand with both of his, hold her hand.
She lets them. Anyone who wants to come and put an arm around her and anything, I don't think she could move even if she wanted to. I'm crying in real life.
I know, I can tell.
when the act gets too real.
Mm-hmm. That's so good, though.
Yeah.
Kane just sort of massages small circles. It is beyond devastating to lose someone, not to mention someone that I'm sure was so sweet, so kind, so integral to your group. But if it is any consolation, it's you just see there's a hesitation in her voice as she looks elsewhere. There, I don't center with my lady. I check. So, she's still alive, I'm sure of it. Which means you'll see her again.
Sophia just like grips Kane harder, and like her head just nods up and down, but she's just like rubbing her head against Kane.
I think if it wasn't already from like exertion, like Kane's like velvet and satin like clerical raven monarch robes are just soaked at this point.
In snot.
Just like, yes, I'll take care of that later. So, I'm sure for now I think we just all need to get some sleep. Eventually, I'm sure idle minds will need to be made busy in some cases, and others may fall asleep quite quickly, but I think in the morning someone will have answers. Tonight, just do what you have to do, okay? If you need to cry here until the early morning hours, I am quite I'm quite used to sitting in one place for multiple hours, so she says that with a bit of humor in her voice. Sorry, bad joke. This is going to... I don't want to say this reflects the trials and tribulations you will face, but I will say that losing people isn't uncommon in the line of adventuring. But regardless, I am sorry for you.
You can move from raw data to insights with ease and efficiency. Get insights quicker and innovate faster. Discover momentum with Jump.
Celebrate the spooky season with the only
I think slowly but surely, Sophia like pulls away, like looks at everyone around her, and just like reaches out towards someone, and you can hear her voice is like kind of hoarse after the wailing she did.
Mistral is still holding her hand.
She looks towards everybody who's there, and she just says, I don't want to be alone in bed today, please.
think perhaps Yelshi shouldn't be alone either.
Yelsi didn't respond earlier, but hearing that that her brows furrow a little bit at Cog, and then she gets up and starts walking away.
Oh. In the direction of Sophia, or just away?
I'm looking for beds.
Ah.
I'm looking for rooms, I suppose. Actually, you know what? No. Yelsi straight up walks this way, sees Doug, turns to the flower bed, and then walks up the fucking wall.
Huh.
So, is Yelsi just looking for a bed, or is she looking for the room that Cleo let her pick out?
Yes.
Yelsi would know what's on the other side.
Okay, well then that's where she went, okay?
Okay.
She went up to the roof and then circled around because she just doesn't want to talk to people like that.
Yeah.
If you were
Cognition
there,
watches
you-
her in confusion.
Yep. That kid just walked up the wall. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry she's misbehaving. Doug raised her for a couple months.
Okay. Explains everything.
Connie looks
Truly.
to Mistral. Just to see what Mistral does in response.
In response to her looking at him?
To Sophia not wanting to be alone, like...
Mistral does not say anything.
I
He
think
remains...
after...
He's still holding on. He's still holding her hand, because he wants to provide some sort of like sense of not being alone, some sense of like physical comfort, just like being touched, having someone squeeze your hand. At least in his experience, helps when you feel like you've lost something or someone, and so he's trying to do that for her. But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't respond to that request. I don't think he feels it's his place to.
I think Connie then speaks up. I will sit by you tonight, Sophia, if I'm acceptable.
She nods slowly.
Nods. Are you tired right now?
I don't think I can stand up for much longer.
And then you feel, well, I guess you both feel, because I'm sure you're holding on to Sophia's arm. You feel Kane pick up Sophia.
I'll let go.
So Sophia, you're in the arms of a 7.5 foot tall drow woman.
God, that's my dream.
Do you have a room here?
She tries to remember. Like, her brain's pretty fuzzy. But then, she, looks around again and realizes, oh, we're at Cleo's place right now. And nods.
Cleo chooses a moment. They're in the East Wing. Kane sort of nods. And just sort of trudges off with Sophia in tow. You are brought to your room. She helps you out of the rest of her armor, and then, true to what she said, she's lets you get comfortable, and she sits by you. Let's come back to Doug. Doug, what are you looking up?
So he's trying to. He's kind of. I feel like this is the sort of manic studying that you do when you're the night before the test and you're not. You're kind of just spinning your gears.
Yeah, there's a pegboard for this exact reason.
Yeah. He's gotten some books because I think he's determined it's not demonic origin. I think if he were to really stop to think, he might make the connection with the harpy, but that's not currently happening. And also, he has the book out, because the book. Well, what's written in the book? Like, is it the whole thing, or is it just bits and pieces of it?
Remind me what this book is.
That was the book he used back in Zephyr.
Okay. So there is notes, of course, of the various goings on of what he experienced there. There, I think there's a couple pages in the middle where it's sort of a more manic script, like something was like happening, but Doug was like, I gotta take notes.
Yeah. This was also his spellbook, I should say, the one that he bargained for Beelzebub for, specifically.
Yeah, that's fine. But there's notes of this, like, of the plague sort of raising cadavers, not to the point where like they're crystalline, but like there were undead in Zephyr.
Yeah.
And that the transformations were pretty quick. So I want you to make me a history check at advantage.
Yeah, he's definitely very frustrated because he's like, it's so close, but it doesn't feel right, and it's not quite connecting, and I'm trying to... Oh, wait, no, I haven't prompted. Eastery. I was like, where's the advantage toggle? It doesn't work that way here.
You're right on the cusp of something. You really are. It's just like, this... What happened here was not a plague. It was just... It was gas from crystalline rocks.
Yeah, he's like some kind of demonic influence, but Beelzebub would have said if it was, so it's something else. Aberration, God, who knows?
And
there's like,
I think you're like racking your brain over this, and at some point, not like to come and get you, like Cleo just like walks through, and then it snaps in your brain after like 30 minutes. You and Cleo had a discussion the last time you were here about the greater causes of what formed the Demon Lords, and that they had whispers from beyond.
Something greater.
Yeah, from the greater part of the Astral Sea, they heard whispers that made them turn on... that made the Demon Lords, once gods, turn on their brother. Which also sort of coincides with the fact that Beelzebub wouldn't know much about that. To him, they're just formless voices.
And I think Doug laughs in the someone who should probably not be staying up this way studying, but has made a breakthrough kind of way.
It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
By the time you get this breakthrough.
What do you do? What do we do with that? I don't even know where to start. Oh,
That is quite the connection you've made there, child. Not sure I would have. I've been trying, but I'm not sure I would have made the connection.
I'm sure you would have come to it, but I don't even know where to go from here. I'll be honest, my only goal in this had been to somehow gain enough power back to, kill whatever caused Zephyr. Well, we know.
Well, I think you and I both know that what caused Zephyr was a fragment of one of these outer beings.
Yes, so you can see the goalpost has moved by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm not.
the goalpost is there. And I think, in the interest, and as a favor to my old, let's call them a partner. Used to be partners with someone. But as a favor to them, I'm willing to revisit that deal that you wanted.
Okay.
Now, I'm willing to give you a more formal deal where I can lend you bits and bobs of my power. But there's no more cloak and dagger because we need to work together for this, right?
I agree.
Those things in that town, they're beyond what I'm comfortable. And I don't know if as he's talking to you, your mind palace becomes the saloon type bar, surrounded by the gravestones. And as you can tell, I'm plenty comfortable with the dead. But those are like what you face in Zephyr. So I suppose a little give and take is necessary here.
It will be done.
Don't rush into things, child. You gotta get the contract right. For the extent until we can get you to the point where you can neutralize all this stuff happening, I won't take your memories. You won't have to write in the book. But you can't be trying to hide anything from me. If I ask you something about your travels, because I'm not always going to be in your mind, child. You have to let me know.
I can do that.
No.
We seem to be of a like mind of stopping whatever this is, or at least gaining knowledge, I assume.
I may not really care about the inner workings of mortals. Sometimes I get their souls. But whatever happened here is also what happened and separated me from my brethren. And while I'm not the most prone to solving my problems, problems set before me, I mean, they're still the ones that tip the balance. So a little payback is fine. So call that my motivation.
The first taste you've gotten of any sort of change in that wind in quite the millennia, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Since old Kalan tried to breach the divine gate, this is the first taste of something, hope, hate I've had, so I think I owe it to my brethren, my former partner, to at least facilitate a bit of change.
How much influence, Fioza, do you have on this plane in your current state?
Well, I mean, I have a bit. It's my magic it's my essence that allows cadavers and whatnot to normally be risen without a soul tether. Necromancy, as you might call it, the more
Yes.
undead-centered aspects on it. Spirit manipulation, things like that. They're all in my purview.
But you cannot see everything that occurs.
I'm not as omniscient as I used to.
I see. Well, you are the best hope that I have. I will be your eyes. I will be as needed your body, but as said, I need to get stronger.
Turn the page, boy.
He turns the page.
Out there is a contract. Reading through it, it's essentially details what he just went through with you. But in perhaps, antithetical to the fine print, in like bold letters, any attempt to usurp or renege the deal results in immediate loss of the soul of Douglas Worm. But it's not the name Douglas Worm. It is your name.
Yeah. Okay. Not much different than the first deal, I see. Well, actually, no. He promised Sean's soul for that. I think he's like, I feel it's only fair. Shockingly reasonable. I assumed you probably want a few more murders, but I'll take it.
Boy, there's about to be a lot more loss of life. I'm about to have a lot more things. Maybe. I don't feel any of the souls that were taken tonight, so I'm mighty steamed about that.
That is perplexing. I'm assuming that will unbalance things if that goes on too long.
And I'm sure my co-worker is equally miffed. I mean, you have one for advocates in your vicinity, so I mean, you could just ask her.
Sorry, who? You said advocates? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, the Gaia? So that would be Sane, right?
Kane.
Kane, I'm sorry.
He's implying that he used to work with the Raven Monarch.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking of. I suppose one other question. I won't be foregoing my memories to you forcibly. I have no problem relinquishing them to you. Will the previous memories be returned, or should I consider that forfeit?
You see him, the photo negative Douglas, think for a moment before he takes a shot of this sort of ephemeral spectral whiskey, and he just sort of snaps his fingers. Returns them to you. I'm expecting a lot of good things from you, Douglas. Maybe it's the winds of change, maybe it's not, but I'm willing to be as close to equal partners in this as a demon lord and a mortal can be.
So, I have not much to live for.
Oh,
so-
hush.
No, you shut up. This is the last thing I can possibly usefully do with my life. And so I am devoting myself to this, you understand?
Glad to hear it. And I'm taking that determination. I'm making it the one thing that you can't cross. You have to stay this determined. If you deviate from this path, you're mine forever, boy.
Was I ever really truly going to escape this path?
You had pretty crafty friends. Friends that weren't happy with me, anyways. I'm sure you would have come to something.
I doubt they'll be happy with this, but I don't know. We'll see how long that path remains together. So,
And then as the same in your mind palace, he just sort of like reaches over the bar for a handshake. You can see it's sort of just, like completely skeletal.
yeah. And I shake it.
As you do so, you write the name in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. You have made a pact.
I'm a real
better
warlock now.
Let's go.
pact. Yeah, you are a
Yo.
real warlock.
Good job.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, what warlock subclass are you choosing?
I think I did the fiend.
Fiend.
Ooh.
Not exactly
was
the
the one
Nezrin
that
multi-class combo.
No, what warlock is Nezrin?
Nezrin's undead. Warlock.
Oh my god! I fucking forgot Undead Warlock was a thing. That's what
I thought that would have been kind of perfect for.
I can always respec later
That's true.
after session. I'll have to look and see which one I prefer. Honestly, either works. I think.
Yeah, I think Fiend is cool if you're doing lots of damage and killing a lot of stuff. Undead is like more like passive control and changing stuff to like fear and necrotic damage.
Okay. I might do Fiend just so I'm not doubling up on that Nezrin juice.
No, but
I realize
you're
they're
mostly
different characters,
wizard.
But we.
You're mostly wizard. Nezrin's mostly warlock. It's totally different.
It's true. It's true. I just don't want to do too much overlap. You know how it is. We'd have to make a Minecraft server.
Oh, for
Right.
fuck's sake.
Well, we're not even in the same. We're not even playing in the same game.
I
though.
know.
Sorry, I didn't say that to
know.
dissuade you. I said that to encourage you. But do what you
No,
want.
no, it's okay. I'll look at it and decide. But yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
But once the deal is made, in the ink is just immediately done drying. Douglas, a wave of exhaustion hit.
Yeah.
You look. It seems like everyone in the manor is asleep at the current moment.
Mm-hmm.
So there's comfy armchairs, or there's the room that I think you technically share with Yelsi.
I think I will. Very content with the probably bad decision I have made. I would like to go, and I would like to find the named Yelsi. Because, mean as I was to her, Doug still feels very responsible for her. And so he would like to sleep on the far corner of the bed, assuming she's not taking up the whole bed.
Oh.
If there are any extra bedding or blankets or anything in the room, they're all piled up on the bed. And Doug might barely see some like familiar fabric from one of his other pieces of clothing. I don't know, his pajamas or something. Buried under there.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. So I think he just keeps his like coat on or something and just goes into the bed and attempts to sleep.
Is Yelsi just the party puppy? This is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
I love this. Like, oh yeah, Yossi's not usually like this. And then next day, just or like a couple hours later, just like,
Is Yeltsin okay? No. This is the
Nobody's
second
okay.
time Yeltsin's lost someone.
Hmm.
That's what Doug thinks.
That's what
Okay.
I know. I don't know about her spider life. Is she more the loss of some of the other spiders that she?
Was she a spider before? This explains a lot.
So, it will get revealed later.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, Yelsi is, essentially a spider person and has 6 arms, and
Whoa.
is, doing very good pretending to be human.
I see. Okay. That's cool.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think, Cog is sleeping restlessly, and at some point during the night, he wakes up and kind of wanders the halls, to check in on everybody. He might not find them all, but, like, he's just making sure everything's chill and nobody's dead.
He walks past at least one conspiracy board in the library that does not make sense.
Very good. Is Doug still in there? He probably is still in there when Cognition's walking around. Okay.
Yeah, he might be.
Who'd you like to check on first?
I'm gonna check on the Kenku.
He seems to be slumbering quite peacefully in his guest room that he was helped to.
Good. I'll check on the other civilian, the lizard folk.
Larry is in the same room, sleeping on the floor.
Okay. Cool. Actually, I don't know how well Cog and Cleo know each other here, but like he would want to check in on her, but he knows she's very capable and probably would not appreciate it.
When you go to check in on her, you don't they aren't particularly close, but she you know this is her place. And as you go to check in on her, the light's not on in her room, but there is one on in her office.
Okay. How well do they know each other? We haven't determined this yet.
Cleo was part of the adventure made Dusk Petals, so I mean, they're at least passing acquaintances.
Okay. He's gonna knock softly on the door and say, "Miss Cleo, you should sleep."
You don't get an answer.
Yeah, he didn't think he was going to. He'll keep going.
If you had peered in, she's like asleep at her desk.
Oh, okay. I don't think he knows her well enough to like bother her that way. But yeah.
I think the next person visit. I don't think you find Mistral in control.
Yeah, I don't
I
imagine.
think you could if you want to.
Like if you were like really looking out for him, maybe.
Well,
like,
he
if you're
might
going to like the
because-
rooms. You're going to the rooms. I don't.
If you cross
Well,
through the
here's the
courtyard, it's very possible.
Okay. I think he actually would look for Mistral because his impression of Mistral is that the dude wants to die, so he would want to make sure he's still breathing.
Sure. We'll say that as you're crossing through the courtyard, you see him sitting down, staring up at the stars.
Okay.
So Mistral is for sure like up on a roof, right? Probably like on top of this roof section. But I think if Cog is walking through the courtyard here, he might see like on the ground a few pieces of like partially folded paper that have like fallen off and are like just like chilling in the bushes and on the flagstone here.
Okay.
And you might hear Mistral speaking quietly.
Sorry, I need to switch my headphones. Just a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so he sees paper on the ground, and you say after that?
Paper on the ground. You might also, if you have keen ears, hear like a muttering voice, like someone talking.
Okay. He's pretty observant, so probably.
Okay. Do you know? Can you speak or understand Orin or Primordial?
No.
Okay, then it just sounds like it doesn't sound like anything to you. Just
Okay.
a voice, but you can't make out what the words mean.
Okay. Mistral, is that you up there?
Pause. Muttering stops. And then maybe like up on the roof you see like part of the silhouette of the roof against the moons and the stars sort of shifts into like a humanoid form like standing up.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a pause. And then the form departs from the edge of the roof, falling down to the courtyard, and then with a
how fast does it fall?
pretty fast. But
yeah.
with a whoosh of wind,
Fuck.
slows right before hitting the ground, and then Mistral gently steps down to the ground. But if you would act before that happens,
Yeah, he starts running before Mistral hits the ground. Running towards him.
yeah. Do you think you get underneath him before? Because Mistral will be very confused at this.
Man, I don't know what Cog would do. Let's see. I don't think he would get under him before then.
Okay. So you like start
running
to
to
run.
act.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then Mistral, like his descent is like slowed and halted, hovers for a moment, and then gently touches down on the ground, and looks like cocks his head to the side and stares at you as you're like mid-run, probably like a look of horror on your face or something.
Yeah. Fuck's sake, you scared me.
I apologize, Cognition. I didn't mean to.
It's fine. Are you? He holds his chest for a minute to catch his breath.
Sorry, are you okay?
I'm fine. I just was certain that I just wanted to check in and see if you were well.
Oh. It's very kind of you. Suppose
He's looking at you like very piercingly, like he's looking for like any hint that something's not okay.
You've been put on the watch list.
You've been put on the watch list.
Oh my god. That's
I
right.
suppose I would be lying if I said I was fine.
Right.
But
silly question.
No, it's not. Thank you for asking it. I believe I've reached some level of calm. I was a bit scattered.
I think you weren't the only one.
No, I don't think so. Just wasn't expecting any of that to happen. as I'm sure no one was.
Right.
Why are you up so late? Just to check on everyone.
Yes, I couldn't sleep, so...
I neither. You seem concerned.
Yes.
More so than normal. Is everything all right, truly? Are you all right?
I think I am. Run-of-the-mill emergency, really. Sort of. I am a little concerned about you. I wanted to check in and make sure that you are not going to that you have no plans.
No plans at all? What do
He
you mean,
blinks.
transition?
The way you were ready to run into danger for not a lot of gain, has me concerned for your well-being. And I wanted to make... Yes.
You think me insane?
No! Absolutely not. I think, you see, when people don't value the... or perhaps run under a lot of stress or trauma, perhaps they have a compulsion to... He looks to see if you can see where he's, like, going with this.
He blinks twice. Waiting for you to continue.
You have no plans to injure yourself, right?
Of course not. Why would I injure myself unduly?
Ah.
Have you
Cog is
encountered many
confused.
people who would injure themselves when under duress? Intentionally so?
Not many, no.
Hmm.
Huh.
Indeed. Let me be the first to assuage your fears. I have no intention of bringing harm onto myself intentionally.
I see.
My life, I believe, is too valuable to my people for that. And it would be a waste of time, I think.
He's blue screening right now.
I'm not really sure what anyone would gain from it.
Right. Exactly. So... Alright. That's the conversation I wanted to have, I suppose.
I'm happy to have provided it.
I do have a question.
Certainly.
Ooh, ow.
You may ask any question.
Mike, do I know what air genasi are?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. I have never seen someone who looks quite the way you do. What
Oh.
might your heritage, be? If I might ask. If it's a sensitive...
No.
Right.
Please. As I said, you may ask any question. I take no offense to your curiosity. I am, well, primarily elven. Although there is a bit of human on my father's side, I am told.
I see.
But the rest of it, and he sort of holds out his hand in front of his face and sort of turns it back and forth and examines like the blue hue to his skin. Are you familiar with the elemental planes?
Mike? I'm guessing I've heard of them, but haven't studied them much. Is that
correct?
Accurate? Okay. Not very.
That's all right. Not many people are. But an easy way to explain what I am is that I am a person whose soul is closely aligned with one of those 4 elemental planes.
See.
Air, specifically, for me, if that was not obvious.
That-
and he
that
sort of
was-
reaches behind his head and sort of pulls on a bit of fabric and cloth and undoes like the tight bun at the top of his head. And where you'd expect hair to come like spooling down and out around him and like fall. Instead, his hair comes undone and just like hovers and floats. And sort of like drifts in the air and kind of hovers up above him. His hair is very long.
That's cool. Lovely. Well, might I ask, out of curiosity, is it common for your kind to have multiple hearts? I've been curious about that ever since
No, it
we
is
met.
not.
I see.
Have you heard it then?
Yes.
Yes, it is something I've been slightly concerned about, but not enough, I suppose, to ask anyone about it. You would be as good as anyone with your...
I'm amenable. Did this recently happen?
I believe so.
You believe...
A few months ago. I'm not sure what the cause of my dual heartbeat is, but a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, or however long it was ago, I'm not really sure because of the time span in this game. I was shot by an arrow from this bow, actually, and he holds out the bow he currently wields.
Cog is wondering, like, he's doing the math, trying to figure out how somebody could shoot themselves.
Yeah. He's like, doesn't believe that I don't want to kill myself. No. The bow itself has magical properties that imbue a necrotic, draining sort of magic into the bolts that it fires. Something I've become more familiar with as I've used it, but its original wielder was someone I faced in combat. She was an excellent archer, truly impressive. And far before I was able to land a shot on her, she clipped me from a great distance with her bow, and the arrow pierced me thusly. And he kind of undoes a clasp on some of his cloth and pulls back a layer over his shoulder and shows you this like faint, like white puncture wound, sort of just beneath like the collarbone of his right shoulder.
Now that you show Cog the wound, you have that black crackling stuff.
Ooh.
At the time, I thought that this was a result of said necrotic magic associated with the bow. But it has worsened in recent time.
Cognition goes into clinical mode. I'm assuming this doesn't look like anything he's ever seen.
Nope.
Okay. Is it painful?
Yes, it is. And he says that with almost like a laugh or a smile.
Yeah,
yeah, it is, huh?
Huh. Crazy that.
Kind of vibe. Yeah. He seems to have a very good pain tolerance.
Damn, okay. Well, I might be able to help if you come back to my room, perhaps. Of course. Right. Okay.
Are you surprised?
A bit. A bit.
Interesting on Cognition. You seem very nervous. I will not bite. I'm not going to hurt you. You have nothing to fear with me.
I do believe that. I do. It's just that, many adventurers are not so eager to change the course of their day for medical administration.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Jesus.
You've met many stubborn adventurers who will not have their wounds tended to. Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
I see. No, if you think you can help, I would greatly appreciate it. I wish not for my wounds to fester.
Right. Then let's go.
Lead the way.
Yeah. He's a little embarrassed because he's in like his pajama robe. But yeah, he'll lead you back to his room, and we don't have to do the whole thing.
What a fop. This guy totally is going to die of consumption.
He is a fop. You're right.
I love him.
I assume in the act of treating or trying to treat this wound, Mr. will end up taking his shirt off, and you will see a myriad of scars that, like,
that are no less concerning.
Some of them are less concerning. Some of them are extremely concerning.
Okay.
Also, I wonder. I don't know if Cog would be familiar with it, but like, there's clear marks of what we would know as top surgery.
Ooh. Okay. Mike, is that commonplace or something he would know what that is?
Oh, you want
Got that TE.
I have ideas for like how it went about specifically for Mistral. I don't know how commonplace something like that is in the world, but
okay. Does it look like it was done magically or physically? Because if they're like surgical
scars, a little
scars,
bit of both.
Okay. Sorry, Mike. I interrupted you.
I've never had to think about it.
I have thought about it. Do you want me to tell you what I have thought about, Mike?
Okay.
Not necessarily. Oh, sorry, not in the world. I mean about Mistral specifically.
I just haven't thought about it in the world. Like, it could be a thing.
It doesn't necessarily. I mean, shrug. It's up to you. Yeah, if Cog asks, Mistral will explain. But otherwise, it's just two of many other scars.
I think he'll take note of them and file that away for later because that's not what they're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
He'll examine it.
Suppose.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you can do.
Yeah. Suppose looking down at myself in this state, I can maybe understand why you would think I want harm to come to me.
Yes.
It has many a time in the past.
You need to be more careful.
I'm as careful as I can be. Or
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Spend some more time with me and you'll find I am one of the more cautious of the group, I think.
I see.
But...
Cognition.
Yes.
Go ahead and make me a medicine.
Medicine check. Hey! I'm good at those.
Hey, I hear you're pretty good at those.
Yeah.
Unfortunately here, since this is something you've never dealt with before, I am going to do the disadvantage.
No!
No!
This is not something that you think, as a doctor, you can just do in your room. I'll just say it is so far beyond anything you've seen that I think you and your hippogriff oath.
My hippogriff oath.
You should not do this in a non-professional setting.
Right. Fair enough. Well,
What is your diagnosis?
My diagnosis is, this is not the proper setting. Were we to glean more information from this, it would need to be done in more of a clinical setting, perhaps.
Surgical theater.
Yes. Yes, if that is something you're interested in.
Would it help?
I don't know.
Could it? In your professional opinion?
I think it could. If we understood better what's happening, it could help.
Then yes, I am interested.
I see.
But nothing to do about it now, I suppose.
Jesus
For the
fuck.
time being, no. Sorry. That was the cat pushing his dish off of
Oh,
the
He's
box.
never been fed before in his life, and you're torturing him.
He just got fed. Daddy came out and just
He's
fed them.
never been fed before in your life. I can't
Never
believe
been
you're
fed
torturing him like this.
No, you're right.
Bowl's empty. Did you see this?
Full empty.
All
It's
right.
not actually empty. Anyway.
we can but wait. But
Right. Would you let me know if anything changes? I could perhaps
Yeah,
help
sure.
with the pain, if it's distracting or constant.
when it spikes, it is a bit painful. Specifically when I fully draw the bow back. There is a sharp bit of pain. I'm certain if I could alleviate that pain, it would help me.
I see. He's gonna think on that.
He nods.
Right. Well, perhaps I'll do some reading and studying and see what we can do.
Thank you. You're awfully kind.
Oh, he blushes quite deeply. Not at all. It's the work that I do.
Yes, thank you for doing it.
Thank you. He says awkwardly.
Cognition in some weird, twisted way.
Uh-huh.
It's completely different. You're reminded of the times you've had to tend to Flair's wounds.
Oh
and
my god.
He just pours it on,
Oh my god.
hoping to get you flustered.
Yeah.
But it's just a big joke to him. But Mitchell is A, probably not trying, and B, completely serious.
Yeah.
Extremely serious. The most
Oh,
serious
no.
man you've ever met.
He's got an
God.
890 credit score.
He has an 890 credit score and 6 charisma. This man could not flirt if he tried.
That's so funny.
And so he doesn't.
Wow.
But he stands from the bed, seeing that you're maybe a bit flustered, begins adorning himself with the various layers of his clothing, gathers his things.
Right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate that. And if you ever need to talk, I am here. Anything at all. He gives you a
He
very
tilts his
meaningful
head
look.
to the side.
To talk.
Yes. Sometimes
All
it's helpful. For
Yes,
people.
I understand.
Yes.
Is that within your work as well?
Perhaps. The bedside manner is very. God.
I will let you know if I need to talk cognition. Thank you. And
Yes,
I
thank you.
appreciate that you are concerned for me. But you needn't worry yourself so much.
All right. A bit less concerned now that we've spoken.
Gladdens me to hear that. I certainly won't be trying to kill myself anytime soon.
Good. Thank God.
I am known to leap into the fray should danger
I see.
arise. I'd like to think that you are different, but sometimes others think otherwise.
I see.
He shrugs.
Reminds me of someone.
I feel like I am reminding many people today.
Hmm.
For bad reasons.
Many such instances.
Good reason.
Some of their brothers, some of themselves.
It's true. Everybody's just projecting all over this poor boy.
Cognition, what is your favorite animal?
He blinks at you a little bit. That was change in topic.
Mhm.
That confused him. I suppose the cat. You know.
He like looks to the side a little bit, glances at your tail, looks back to you, nods with a smile.
You know, self-sufficient and intelligent and
You needn't explain your answer. I understand.
right. And yours?
Oh, mine. Birds. It's a bit of a cliche answer, but I grew up around them.
Ah.
Some of my scars are from them, actually.
Oh.
Do you know about the Thunderbirds? Or the Benesi, they are called.
Do I know about the Thunderbirds, Mike?
Hey, say, isn't it funny that we're having the same conversation?
I feel like
I'll give you a nature check for this one.
I'm alright at those too.
You know they are a bird native to Talcalang.
I see.
If we ever have the fortune of encountering my sisters, well, specifically Samira, you will meet one. They're large birds.
So I've heard, yes. I look forward to it.
Gives you a nod.
Good night.
Good night.
Cognition, as you step out of the room, you immediately trip over something.
Well, I'm leaving the room. I'm in his room.
I still trip over something.
Yeah.
Oh, Mistral, you do not trip over something, but you do feel something at your feet.
Oh. What's at my feet, Michael?
Big Joe.
A big what?
Big Joe.
Oh my god!
Hello, creature. I recognize you. I bend down and hold out my hand to see if Joe wants to climb on.
He does so.
Oh.
I stand up straight and look him in the eyes.
He looks back at you with a soulless eyes.
Mm-hmm. Where's your master? This is not the first time you have stumbled upon us. Do you have something to say?
Continues to stare at you.
I thought not. Well, if you're going to be around, you might as well stick around, yes? And I'll put him on my shoulder and keep walking.
Oh, that's cute.
He just puffs down there.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
I'll have to learn your name, friend. One of these days.
Cognition, the moment you see the cat moth, you know that.
I'm sorry, you cut out. You know that what?
You know that's Big Joe.
Okay. His name is Big Joe.
Oh, you know the beast.
He's a bit of a mascot around here.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know who his owner is?
I think
You.
it would be Kane, right?
No?
I'm sorry. Is this the same one that we
The very
encountered
same.
before?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The very same.
The cat moth, yeah.
Yeah. I just got back, so.
Fair enough. Do I know his owner?
Yeah. Ollie.
Oh, okay. Ollie exists here. Yes. His master is someone by the name of Olyra, or Ollie, she prefers to be called.
Ollie.
Yeah. Perhaps she's around here.
We'll
I
have
would love to
find
see her.
them.
Mm.
This is not the first time that Big Joe and I have met. I wonder if she was nearby.
Perhaps she and Cleo are fond of each other.
Ah, that makes
Don't be
sense.
surprised if Cleo calls her Pickle.
Is that a name she's fond of?
It's sort of an inside joke, I suppose.
Ah. We'd love to hear that story sometime. But I shan't keep you any longer. Would you like to look after Big Joe?
No, I think he'd prefer company tonight.
I will hold on to him then.
Right.
Good night, Cognition.
Good night, Mistral.
Gentle nod. Strolls down the hall.
Cog closes the door. Hyperventilates. The end.
The end.
So,
Passes
Sophia,
out.
do you want to narrate anything that happens, or do we go the next morning?
Me?
Sophia. Gabe.
Sophia. Gotcha.
The only note I have is, can Sophia be pathetic enough so that Kane will sleep in the same bed as her?
I think. So Kane sitting there in the same bed is akin to Kane sleeping in the same bed because she meditates. But if Sophia further expands upon what she means, Kane will let.
Yeah, she
Sure.
wants to embrace someone or something.
Aw.
Yes, I can't believe your girl's hanging.
Someone's
Yelsey's got a
got to
shit she
clean
needs
up
to work
his
out.
mess first. So
Oh. Well. Beelzebub, how do I solve this problem?
and then he blacks out, and Belza and Yelsey become best friends.
Yeah. Beelzebub would treat Yelsey better than Doug. That's not true.
If it is, it's only because Yelsey is less intelligent.
Right. So the next morning comes earlier for some, later for others. But around the 10 a.m. mark, there's a knock at each of your rooms. Little lower than one might expect.
Oh, that. Cognition will open the door.
There you see a curious Ollie. Hey, Cog.
Okay.
I
Wonderful to
was
see you.
looking for Big Joe.
Yes. He went with Mistral in the wee hours of the morning. Last I saw Mistral, he was on the roof in the courtyard.
Huh?
I can help you
okay.
search.
I mean, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into the way of the cooks. So I was
Entirely possible.
Thank you. I heard about what happened. I'm sorry.
It's I didn't really know anyone in that situation, so it was.
Yeah, but I mean, Flair kind of says you have a thing, a saving people thing like Flair.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Kane says that you have a saving people thing like Flair does.
God, not like Flair. No, nothing like Flair.
I mean,
A little bit. A little bit like Flair.
So I mean, like that must have been stressful. So I apologizing for that, I guess.
Uh, why are you apologizing? I'm always stressed.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know you're always stressed, and I'm sorry about that each time
Oh,
too.
Ollie. I've missed you. He bends down and gives her a hug.
She gives him a little pap on the cheek.
Ah,
All right, I'm gonna go look for him.
right. Well, if he's not in the way of the cook's...
Cleo said
Hmm.
meeting at 12 lunchtime.
Thank you. Yes.
She goes down the hall. Joe! Knocks on the next door, which happens to be Sophia.
I sort of look up, just to see what's happening more than anything.
There's there was a knock at your door from down low. Kane seems to have left since probably after you got sound asleep. She extricated herself.
That tracks. I would say, honestly, she's probably still asleep. She is extremely exhausted.
I think there's a couple more knocks, but if no one answers, then she assumes that Joe did not get into a door that's been closed. Next is Yossi and Doug, I think. So,
Who actually wakes up first, Cal?
Yelsey's probably awake, but does not get up. So there was no voice at the door. So,
hello, anyone there?
Hello?
I think Doug gets up very slowly.
Doug wakes up and realizes he has one singular blanket over him from the pile beside him, and there's something on his finger.
Oh.
He looks at it and he inspects it and holds it up to light. It's one thin strand of spider web.
Oh.
He looks over at Yossi. And it's the long, wordless look, and then he's like, oh, right, the door.
Whoa!
Kind of breaks it off, holds the strand in his closed fist, but he opens the door. Yes, my apologies.
It's Mr. Worm. Hi,
yes, Dr. Worm.
Dr. Mr. Worm. I'm Lyra Asbin. I don't know if you remember me or not, but
yes, I do recall.
I was looking for my friend Big Joe. Is he with you guys?
Yossi, have you seen one Big Joe?
Has Big Joe snuck under the blankets in the evening?
No.
Okay, then you just slowly see Doug's pillow get pulled under the mound.
Like a snail devouring
yeah,
I don't believe
very slow.
Yeah. I don't believe we will keep an eye out.
Okay, thank you. Also, Cleo says meeting at lunchtime to go over what all happened. Sorry. And she sort of hurriedly makes her way from Dr. Mr. Worm.
Doug squints. What is she apologizing for? He doesn't know. Anyways, he turns to Yeltsin. He's just like, I don't remember who that was. When she's out of your shot. I actually not sure if he remembers that night or not. So, because that was when his memory was dicier.
So Yelsi does. You see like the tiniest of movements from like some fingers that slip out from under the blanket pile, and a really quiet, muffled voice, and then the small illusion of big. Oh my god,
Big Joe.
Big Joe. And then the hand slides back under.
Ah, one of those cats from Feywild. Okay. Duck goes back to fuck to sleep. Crawls back into his meager corner of the bed without a pillow.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah.
Mistral, did you ever retire to a room?
I don't think Mistral retired to a room. I think we get a glimpse of him farther away from the edge of the roof, but sitting on maybe sorry, talking a lot.
Oh.
A flat section of the roof, cross-legged. His thicker furs and cloth sort of wrapped around him. His arms have been like pulled into his sleeves, as it maybe even like crossed underneath all the clothing, and he is like sitting cross-legged, asleep, up on the roof, breathing slowly. And I kind of imagine that like a little glimpse of Big Joe like tucked into the collar of his furs, kind of nuzzled in and warm.
I think maybe here. That's true. It's like, Big Joe!
Yeah. One of his like pointed ears sort of flicks as he registers the noise, and his eyes open. And there's like a moment of like, fresh air, feeling good. And then I remember what happened yesterday. And his eyelids droop just a little bit as he moves to stand and listen again for the call that he heard.
See, like running through the middle of the courtyard, the small form of Elira Osmond.
Hello down there.
She stops like midway, almost like tips over. Looks up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten. I keep doing that. Are you Elira? Or, sorry, Ollie?
Yes, I'm looking for... Oh. I see.
I believe I have what you are looking for.
Yes. Come here, Big Joe. Joe, like, unwillingly, like, if a cat could grumble.
I'll step down off the roof to make it easier for Joe.
Unsticks himself from the warm cold, flutters down to her.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of like sits on her head. Hi. I don't know if you remember me, but I was sent on a. Cleo said lunch at meeting at lunch.
Meeting at lunch. What is the hour?
Like 10:20. It's like 10:20.
Lunch at high noon?
Yes.
Excellent. I'll be there. Thank you for relaying the message.
If you come across Sophia before then, could you tell her I knocked at her door, but I didn't answer?
Yes, if I see her, I will let her know.
Okay, thanks, and sorry for you losing your friend.
There's no need for you to apologize.
See, people
But your
say that.
Your condolences are accepted.
Oh. sort of arms go up, and she's now like hugging Big Joe. And then
Yeah.
she goes off. All right. But
I would say more, but
yeah. So about 30 minutes before session end today. So just gonna fast forward to everyone getting to the lunchroom, where well, I don't think anyone's looking their best. Cleo certainly isn't. She looks a bit haggard, a couple hairs out of place. As she sees all of you sort of join, sort of nods. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's not the best day, but I figured we should convene and tell you things. Whitefall has been quarantined magically. Several high-powered spellcasters are there with ward stones, keeping the fallout from that event yesterday contained to Whitefall. In more disturbing news, that wasn't the only star to fall on last night. But perhaps some solace can be saved here. Whitefall was the biggest civilization. The others seem to have landed in less populated areas. We currently are investigating the source of these meteors, but they, as of right now, with as little time that has passed, there's not really been a whole lot of information that has come in. Something that has been reported is that an increase in hostile creatures in and around these areas. So, while I know you, I guess I really need to ask what is your goal going forward here? Obviously, you're free to go to the frontier. I can have passage chartered within the day, probably. Beyond all the other people. Okay, but AO is also seemingly come under siege, and many countries here probably do with a helping hand.
Mike, could you remind me? Was Dusk Petal and the area around there, is this in this campaign? Was there reports of a star that fell there and that's why we want to go? Or we just want to go to the frontier in general?
The frontier in general is...
Okay, so there's not a star. We don't know about a star that's fallen there. That's
there's been no reports of stars on outer continents.
Cool. Yeah, Mitchell's very torn then. Gonna have a thinky on it while other people might respond.
Yeah. I did some amount of research last night. I believe the source of the miasma is from what did we call it? Something from beyond the something when the gods and the demon lords had their tiff. This was the entity
third
that
party.
turned the what?
The third party we were discussing.
Yes, the third party. The crystals lead me to believe it may have ties to the harpy we found initially in our collective journey. They had a similar incident going on, at least from my notes. I feel this may have been afoot quite a bit longer than the meteors. I'm not... Aside from Roos's status as a conduit, I can't quite put a finger on why they would desire her.
Cleo nods.
My current goal would be to find this third party of sorts, and well, it's currently a revenge plan, which is not a very good plan, but it's at least something. It's a very in progress type thing.
I can understand that, Doctor. I am feeling no short amount of vitriol and a desire for vengeance as well. But it is my duty as your patron to simply facilitate your desires. So if that is what the group wishes to pursue, then that is what the group will.
He looks up. What does the group desire?
I desire to aid, nothing more. The decision is up to all of you.
You're a part of this group now as well, Cognition.
Well, I would like to find the cause of all of that and stop it from happening to others. That was terrible.
Cleo nods. Eyes look at Yelsey, but decide to come back to her. Her eyes go to Sophia.
At this point, Sophia is sort of like still very listless. She's calmed down. She's not sobbing constantly, but she's got like bags under her eyes and she looks very, very tired. She's like droopy. But as attention is drawn to her, she looks over at Cleo. Her voice is low and you don't hear much of the like exuberance or confidence that you heard yesterday. As she speaks, have we heard any word from Whitefall?
I only know that the situation has been contained by Wardstone. I imagine there were maybe a few more rescued before those fiends took them, but for now we can assume anyone still within the quarantine is one of those things.
She looks around the table towards everyone else. I want to find out who took Rusa. And I want to make sure that what happens in that town never happens again.
Well, thankfully, as I've went over that, each nation is dealing with their own meteor, but Whitefall was the most populated area. So,
Where in Tal Khaleen?
Cleo sort of brings out a scroll of parchment, unrolls it, and then with her one arm just sort of starts chanting. She brings up a map. This is where each of the meteors have hit.
I'm sorry. Can we do not this color?
Yeah, I'm seeing the colors not great.
I can't see it.
If you select them, Michael, you can change the color of the drawing. I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be honest, black is also
Yeah.
not super. It does not stand out well. Sorry. Go for like a hot pink or something. Yeah, there we go.
Let's make them bigger.
You could also make the lines thicker. Who's double layering these?
That's Riley, I think.
Skits, get out of there! No.
I guess Skits is over here now with us.
Doug sees that the one in Rosenrun is not near Zephyr, and he feels very relieved about that.
Similar sentiments with Mistral and Revelry.
The
The
Valruben one is like right on Undermountain, isn't it?
Yeah, but that one's like a bit harder to.
I don't know, Michael. We couldn't see the end of the hole in the ground in the one in Mythorn.
Correct.
Damn, I should have just been like, I'm gonna jump in the hole. Should have found out.
You would have rolled a new character, fam.
Don't worry about it.
Riley, did the Thunderbirds need the mountains? Or were they?
I was under the
more
impression they
cliff birds?
lived up in the cliffs.
That is Revelry, where all the tribes can.
Oh, I guess I had it in my head that this is where the Benesi lived too. But are you saying the Benesi live here?
Yes.
Fuck, Mistral's concerned. I would voice that concern, but right now,
Correct. Yeah, you're Sig Boy.
more getting to the point where any attempt to talk is severely painful.
Oh no.
Aww.
Wait. Yeah, go ahead.
Cleo just sort of clears her throat. So, as you can see, the other stars that have been located and marked by the guild, the one that's most concerning is the one for Undermountain, whose entire city is under the mountains. But our sources believe that it's far enough from the from that open circle where it is, that perhaps maybe only a few, uh, maybe an uninhabited burg was hit.
If we were to reach the tunnels would be very easy to seal off, especially in an outskirts town.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine that if what you're seeking is information about what this is, then helping with these craters, helping investigate and around these craters might lead to what you're seeking for. But again, I don't have a concrete way forward for you all. And I have I have plenty of things about the logistics of trade routes and relocation efforts for the survivors of Whitefall, uh, of what we can do to go over as part of the city council. So,
My thought would be all of these areas are contained with wardstone. If you want us to research, we would need to come in with whatever team is helping to contain whichever one you have the best relationship with would be my choice.
As this conversation is happening, you see Sophia sort of like wake up a little bit after seeing the map and like looking at it for a minute or so, and she immediately starts muttering something in Celestial, and she like reaches into her bag and pulls out a copper wire, and she casts sending and tries to contact her mother. And she says, "Mama, are you okay? Is Dad okay? Please answer." Well, I guess she doesn't say that. She thinks it.
There's a pause before, in a moment. Oh, Habibi, we are okay. Not the. I'm assuming you're talking about the sky rock. It didn't hit anything major, but it's, it cuts off there because
Yeah. She visibly like relaxes, and she looks a little more awake now. A little bit of that energy returning, and she's like paying more attention and listening in to the conversation that's happening.
no reports as of yet. We just know that there's an increase of hostile entity in the area surrounding the impact. It seems the very presence of the things within the earth have corrupted some of the magical energy forming these savage monsters.
How how deep down does the ward stone go? I'm assuming it's a dome or sphere.
Sphere will. I know not everyone's. I don't have exact handle on the potency of each nation's strength of ward stone, but ours would at least encapsulate a 500-foot radius sphere.
Well, if it's gas-based, to escape the ground would be quite difficult. I assume that will suffice at least for doing some head calculations. Maybe a month or so, depending on how driven it is.
As Mistral speaks, Cleo's looks up. That is definitely a major concern. I don't have. I have someone that could probably take you to Calistan. I mean, I don't typically go to Calistan myself, but I know someone who frequents there that could get you to Talcaline today. If you would like to go investigate that.
Doug's muttering something about gases getting into the water supply. It was paying attention. Turning the frogs gay.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where's Roach when you need her? And her 5 million rats.
For real.
I don't think Roach and Doug can meet. That would be bad. It'd be like, on the one hand, she's dirty. On the other hand, she does have the spirit.
Michael, if someone describes a person to me well enough, would I be able to use sending to try and contact them?
Yes.
Okay. I'll turn to Mistral, and I'll say, I have the ability to contact people over long distances. I just contacted my mother. She is alive and well with my father. So I can reach out to your sister if you can describe her to me.
You can just say you describe her. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, after she's described, I'm going to like take a deep breath, close my eyes, sort of like pull out the copper wire again, and I'll say aloud the message I'm going to send this time, as I cast sending again. I'm going to say, "Greetings, I am Sophia, a companion of Mistral. We want to know if your family is safe and if we should come by to help the Benezi."
After to help is cut off.
Wait, hold on. I was counting. Wait, maybe I
Are you
counted
sure?
wrong. I thought so.
I held my fingers up critical role style.
Two help is fine. That's still good.
Yeah. Gets the message across.
I also use my fingers when using the sending spell.
I was using.
How
my
many words
fingers.
is it?
25.
25.
Y'all got a lot of fucking fingers. I'm just saying. I understand you're probably doing it in fives, but
it takes a moment. But then you receive this like deep, reserved reply. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're well. The fallen star has disturbed the Benesi, but we see but most of Flock wasn't in radius.
Okay.
However, many are restless. And yeah, that's we can stop. It's 11:30.
I'm sorry, I'm old.
No, it's okay.
You also have work.
yeah.
I don't wanna.
It was getting
We
juicy.
need $10
It was
million,
good.
you guys.
Y'all,
We do
it
need $10 million.
was such good RP today.
It really was.
I wish I had a loot in this RP because then I could actually be supportive to Sophia. I'm mad about it.
Aww.
We left her hanging.
I can't believe everybody was fucked up in such a way that Sophia had to sleep all alone. How dare you guys?
I know, I was dying.
Listen, this is the end of season 1, and now we're going into a new season. Okay, that's the big season finale right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So
Mitchell felt weird about the opportunity.
No,
Didn't know what to do.
It's fair.
You paralyzed him, and
Yeah, it was a fucked up situation. I get it.
Don't tell
Cognition
us, I don't
didn't
have
feel
an
it was its
excuse.
place.
Yeah, she wasn't expecting Mistral to take the opportunity. She was like she kind of was like speaking to Yelsey directly, but Yelsey has been fucked up but for other reasons.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And PTSD. Damn you, PTSD.
That's stinking PTSD.
Strikes again.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
So
Riley, you have to, and Michael, obviously, because you're the one doing this, but you have to tell Emma that I cried for real in real life.
You did.
You really did.
I loved it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Halloween Eve. Or the
Halloween
30th of
Eve.
October.
I'm probably not doing anything, so it's fine for me.
Yeah, that's chill. That's chill as fuck for me. I ain't doing
Probably
shit.
alright for me too. I don't have any plans. 30 the Wednesday. Yeah, that should be good.
Riley, you doing parties?
Currently don't have any plans.
Okay.
All right. So hopefully I have a power supply coming tomorrow, and hopefully that's the only thing that's an issue.
Fingers crossed.
So I should be plus computer, but that also means plus work, and I've been out of work since that, so I might be pulling some extra time. So it might be 9 to 11:30 on the 30th.
Okay.
Totally cool.
But if I remember that Monday and Tuesday, I'll try not to do anything. But also, if that's the only time someone can meet, I'm gonna schedule.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Do you want me to remind you, or let it be what it is?
Remind me, and then if if 8 is the only time someone can meet with me, I'll make it, and then I will tell you guys. But other than that, I will try to keep 8:30 open.
Okay.
Sick.
So I can leave.
I'm gonna stop the
Um,
recording now.